Hi, welcome to another video on my walking robot model Mirft2, and as you have seen already, in combination with Android. Last time I had some issues which I hoped I had solved, and the main conclusion was that I had to do something about the motors. Also, the camera didn't work quite as well. In the meantime, I've had some conversation and communication with fischertechnik support on a different model, the Discovery. Bottom line is that they've requested me to test the script I wrote with the shebang added. The shebang, that is this second or the top line that I've added, hoping that that would be improvement, but not quite sure. Another thing I've been requested to do is testing a new version, a testing version of the FT library, together with FT tools, both available by GitHub. So that is all software, and I will test those things. But first of all, I want to try if running this script with the shebang, as in the first line, added, actually does work. I'm very curious about it. First thing to do though is checking if the camera is activated. The camera is activated. And that means that I'm going to deactivate it for now. No. That is one thing. Do I have another camera action active? Yes. This is the stop camera, and then of course I have to also comment out these two lines. Because they start the camera inclusive the sleeping time. So with these 4 lines commented out, will it do anything? So let's just see what happens. I'm curious. Ah, that's fun. The shebang has a problem. So, and I did look it up in the internet. So let's check on this first then. Oops. If I get this out and put this in, and then again When Python not found. Very interesting. A version number perhaps. It says I can't find run Python. That's another interesting thing. Run Python is here. And as you may notice right here, it is a command. So let's add the env which was there in the first place. Can't execute. So I will try to improve or take away the shebang and then see what happens with the FT-RoboPie, because this is clearly not going to work as intended. So after some trying to get a new FT-RoboPie installed. RoboPro doesn't run on the TXT, but on the PC. I have changed my my script back to the version without a shebang, because I think this just works and I kept getting errors. So I updated FT-RoboPie to the new test version. Also installed FT-RoboPie tools, which is not in Python but in C, and I will have to test it. So let's run a test. And to be honest, I have no clue what's going to happen. So first I'll point the camera to the model and then enter. And then, besides the little movement that you did see, this is the result. So let's run it again. And this is quite unknown to me, so I'm not quite sure what to do, and I do think that I should keep actually both versions of libraries on it, which I did not do, to see if there's any difference. So I have now one version of the FT-RoboPie. The FT-RoboPie tools are in here, which is, I assume, used by the new RoboPie version. Anyway, I think it's wise to load the older version on and see what happens then. As you can see, I have now two versions of the FT-RoboPie library installed, or yeah, actually installed. The first without the version number is the 0.6 version, and this one I have renamed to the 0.96. So if it is alright, it will take now this one. And let me see how this runs. Okay. Once again. And I'll, oops, careful, I'll lift it up the ground. Once again. This is actually quite nice. This is actually quite nice. Yes. And when I don't lift it up the ground, it has a very different ending. Although it works better than expected, but it's still that apparently the motors aren't ready to pull such a weight. But this is nice. It works. So now let's rename these versions so it picks the new one. So I'll take this one and I first have to rename this one to 0.6. Yes. And then I can rename to the current version. And then run it again. So why does this end in error? Let's run it again. I lift it on the ground, off the ground, and then I get this. So it's not all bad, apparently. Let's watch this while lifting it. So it's not all bad, but still it has errors, as you can see, and that is with the new version. So I'm not sure what to think of it, but this is not as feedback to the developer. And as for the motors, I indeed need to find out if there are better motors, or stronger motors, because these motors are specifically made for the TXT, and the other motors can't run it, can't be attached to it. So let's do one more test to see what happens, if anything happens. Another point is that it is used with my script not using the camera. So let's see what happens when I do use the camera. And for that I'll oh, come on. See, I don't use the camera at this moment. So let's just start using it again. See what happens. And in this case it is the new version. So let's see what happens. First on screen. Okay. First thing, global name call is not defined. And that was exactly what happened last time. So I still have to find that one out. And then a whole lot of errors I can't place, but it's not my library. So what I can do is cut out the call . Oh, let's just do it here. Oops. Now it won't be attempting to call anything. Let's try again. It's interesting. So what's next? Nope. Okay. This is not what I intended, and it's hanging. So I'm back to where I started. I have to somehow kill this thread. So that's another thing to fix. Okay, with the restart of the terminal, I've killed the program, so let's do it once again using the new version of the controller of the FT RoboPi. This works. Let's see if it does on cam. Always nice. And it works, however, with some error messages again. On the other hand, let's see another thing. Now it positively makes TXT images, and that is new. That is very new indeed. Another point that I do have now is that these images are on the TXT, not on the tablet. So I have to copy them manually or using SCP to the tablet to find them, because that is what the call instruction is for, to copy them. But I have yet to find out how I can do that. Anyway, now it's making images, so that is quite an improvement with the new version of the RoboPie. And now I have yet another idea. How large are they? 0, 0, and these are with content. And that is what happens with the discovery as well. Quite a few are 0, with another quite a few with content, and considering the size of the files, they have a very different content. Anyway, let's see how they look like. And for that I'll have to copy them. Can I do that on screen? Let's see. So, using an FT copy program, these are the files. Again, 0 bytes, 0 bytes, 0 bytes, and the rest are somehow filled. So I select, let me select them all. This is no use, this is no use, and these are. Let's see if I can copy them. Yes. So now they are on my tablet. So that's one thing. However, let's go back. And let me see what other images I can make. And yes, I really do have to fix the motors, because I have to lift it to do anything. And let's see. That seems a little bit strange. But this one is large. Let me run them again. Okay. Have I got more pictures? Yes, I have got more pictures now. At 43 minutes and 44 minutes. Oops. So let me copy those and see what happens. And then I noticed something weird because I can't auto refresh the folder. It doesn't auto refresh. I have to get out of the folder and in again. But let's copy those. Yes, I want. Okay, done. And let's see in the gallery. Well, you can see the image taken by the TXT cam. So that is a nice result, much better than with the old version of the library. Remains the question why the errors come, but it is a test version, so not all bugs will have been removed yet. On the other hand, another thing which I can't tell yet if the motors are acting differently with the new Python or with the new library. I'll have to see. It looks like it, but not quite sure. And in the meantime, I think that this is a very nice result. And maybe with my other project, the Discovery, when I fix that, there will be very nice results as well. Who knows? So for now, thank you very much for watching, and once again, to be